Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. This is your Australian Chris over here and living in the USA, about to join hopefully a large group of you guys here to see Everton go to the capital in Chelsea at Stamford Bridge and have a shock, but not a complete shock of a victory or to gain a point. We know Chelsea haven't been good this year. They have a lot of money. They are not putting it together. That's fair to say. They drew at home 2-2 to Sheffield United last weekend, and Enzo Fernandez was ridiculed pretty heavily by their entire team. So what I wanted to do is show the lineups. I think when I did the screenshot, they hadn't picked the color for Everton yet, but they're going to be wearing the salmon pink today. Seamus Coleman keeps his spot at right back. Tarkovsky and Branthwaite and Mikalenko keep that the positions that they have been holding down all year, as we expected for Dwight McNeil. What I think was interesting as well, looks like Idrissa Gana Gueye is out today. The exact details have not been made clear. So we have James Garner and Onana through the middle, Gomez on the bench. They decided to stick with Ashley Young as the right midfielder to provide some defensive support in front of Seamus Coleman. We're sticking with Abdoulaye Doucouré as the central attacking midfielder, and then Beto. Unfortunately, there's an injury to DCL that inhibits him from continuing his goal scoring form in the last 2 to 3 weeks. And hopefully Doucouré, now that Ramadan's over, maybe it's been a little bit easier for him to hydrate and get rest. Same for Onana as well. We see a more robust middle of the field. We have Nicholas Jackson is starting as a sole striker up front. Looks dangerous, but struggles to convert for himself. Cole Palmer is the main threat for them. That he plays quite often is a central attacking midfielder, but likes to find channels. You'll often see him on his heat map on the right-hand side. Madueke's been off and on, but does score for them. A very hyped and underwhelming player in Mykhailo Mudryk, who has not been performing. 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. I've got family trying to call and messing up my stream. 1 second. Okay. So let me reset to make sure my time is good. But we've still got, I believe, 5 minutes before kickoff. So I was talking about the Chelsea squad. So we have Petrovic, Marlo Gusto is back and fit at right back. Silva is back in the squad. It looks like Axel Disasi got the drop after the performance last week, but they've kept Trevor Chalobah and then Mark Cucurella as the left back. Conor Gallagher, the captain, through the middle, and then Moises Caicedo pairing with him, and we don't see an Enzo Fernandez either. So I think David's point of an average age of 24, I think that's a good example of age isn't everything. Even if the business model is having young players, they add value and you can sell them later. Not saying that Everton have done it right by any means, but when we think a team like Chelsea, they are more than capable of investing in winning players, and I think they've focused too much on youth at the moment. So hopefully everyone enjoyed Robbie and Wes's content. We from approximately 4 minutes away from kickoff here in the US of A, and it's a good thing. We have time differences, but that doesn't mean live content is anything other than live. So I think that we brought up score predictions in the last show, but for me, I'm really not sure what to expect today. I know that Everton are more than capable of surprising Chelsea. They did it last year, but I think Chelsea can also find ways to shoot themselves in the foot. And I know that a lot of teams struggle to break down. Everton struggle to break down people at home. Chelsea are exactly the same way. So if we play the dice tactic of maybe a low block for a little bit, and we don't expect a pretty first 5 to 10 minutes, and then we grow into the game and look to nick it from Abdoulaye Doucouré or someone like that, and we're charging forward, or Beto hopefully is timing his runs a little bit better today. Maybe he can expose the aging legs of Thiago Silva. He's definitely their best centre back, but certainly aging, and he's only got so many games left. A bit like Coleman for us. So yeah, what do you guys think for scores? Do we think a 1-1 draw, like what I'm thinking, would make sense, or are people thinking pretty positively? What's everyone's thoughts? Yeah, hello, fan reactions. Thanks. We've been starting to do these where possible when I'm not at work. It's a good way to provide content, especially for media blackout situations. And David B's saying a draw is the best we can expect. I think demanding or expecting a draw it's a sad but necessary kind of expectation. And if we get more than that, great. But I think that's going to be more up to Chelsea than it is to Everton today. So they briefly showed Everton and Chelsea going down the tunnel, and then back to another ad break to sneak in. What is it, Verizon or some American product? But I will give you updates here in a moment. And for those that haven't joined along and heard me talk before, usually what I do is, knowing that every single way to watch the match is going to have a slightly different time delay. If you guys are ahead of me, you're more than welcome to add your updates in the comments, but I will be trying to avoid adding too much attention to the comments until I've gotten to that point in the match, just in case I spoil my own reaction. And there's quite often those in Australia, maybe those in the Philippines, those in non UK areas of Europe. It's quite often that we have a different time zone on it. So what will happen is, one person's 10 seconds ahead, one's 5 seconds behind, and now my internet connection is cutting out at the opportune moment, so bear with me. I was all ready to go, and it says it lost internet, but we'll be back here in a moment. Usually what ends up happening is I'm approximately 30 seconds behind the live stream. I'm not sure if that's intentional or something that they are required to do here in the US, but I'm often a little bit behind the live coverage. What I've also was looking at doing today, for those that find this interesting, I've added a ticker for some of the key scores, highlights, and possessions. We'll see how that goes on how quickly I update it, but I've kept that there at the bottom. So they're showing the coverage again. Abdoulaye Doucouré wearing the salmon pink. So Everton all in the pink outfit, kicking from right to left, and Chelsea kicking from left to right over at Stamford Bridge. I believe Paul Tierney is the referee today. So right about at kickoff now. And taking a quick knee. Jackson showing some quite creative haircut here, white and blue kind of racing stripe through his hair. Chelsea have the ball, starting quickly on the right to Gusto, tucking in for a one-touch pass to Palmer, going right through towards goal, and overhit towards Mudryk, who passes it back to Cucurella. Overhits it towards Palmer, and Everton are away. and Paul Tierney gives a foul against Onana, which looks a very weak free kick, right after an overhit ball from Cucurella. The captain fell over on the ball and then claimed to be hit by Onana, which is very lucky for them. Conor Gallagher in a pretty tight spot there, but it looks like Onana did get him with the studs. So, and if you're curious about the average age, I can quickly put that up. We were at 28.2 today. So Cole Palmer's on the ball. He has one hand up, so imagine going short. In this case, going to the back post. Cucurella was a little bit overhit for him. And number 14, which is, I believe, Chalobah, couldn't get to it either. Pickford slowly going to pick up the ball for his first goal kick in the old green with the short sleeves. Pochettino not looking too impressed on the sideline already, but being a Chelsea manager in their position, I couldn't imagine him dealing with anything other than that level of stress. So I'm at 1 minute 44, and Pickford is kicking the ball long, passing the halfway. Everton's player fell over. Looks like Onana got a bit of contact, but he fell pretty easily. And Conor Gallagher isn't happy with that free kick, but I guess it's even Stevens there at 1-1 on free kicks. So Everton now have a free kick on their right side, just right near where the area of the center circle is. It looks like Dwight McNeil's going to be taking this. It'll be a curling ball, maybe to the back post. It was quite a high line. Tarkowski wins a header, and he goes again. Oh, Onana almost received that, but it was just cleared. Or better, almost received that header of Tarkowski, but received just in time. So Tarkowski on Palmer was quite an effective matchup, but Chalobah did a good job doing a second clearance. McNeil, low cross. He was taking on two and couldn't get it past the third man. Gusto's header was poor. Branthwaite chasing Jackson. Jackson giving the ball away. James Garner on it now to Jared Branthwaite. Crossing to the right back spot in Coleman. Going over the top over Ashley Young's head towards Beto, but poorly hit. Goes to Cucurella, who clears it to the middle. Taki wins the header. Cucurella all over Ashley Young, and no free kick given. Ashley Young is raging, and it was a quick throw in to Chelsea. And now another. This referee is not controlling this game at all. Tarkowski looks like he made contact with Jackson. He's rolling on the ground. But just a minute later, minute earlier, we didn't get that free kick, and the Everton players are not happy at all. Yeah, it looked more of a dive from Jackson, but to be honest, I couldn't imagine Tarkowski not making any contact, but very weak. Madueke's on the ball on the right side, going back to Chalobah, who crosses it to Silva. They're looking for passing options and not really seen much. Everton are in a 4-4-2 position again, not really charging that first centre half and letting them try and bring the ball out wide before pressing. James Garner seems to be showing quite a lot of energy, doing a lot more of the chasing, and Onana playing positionally. Gusto nearly came through there in the middle. Branthwaite tried to pass to Decore and was unsuccessful, so it's back with Madueke now, who's coming right on the right side of the box, looking dangerous, but the cross covered by Mikalenko. So first corner coming to Chelsea. There have been a few times now, and I think the way Madueke is running at James Garner or Branthwaite or Mikalenko could be kind of scary if he Chelsea win a lot of penalties, and players like that are the kryptonite for the Everton defense and tripping players up. So we'll see. It looks like a corner from Palmer on the one hand up, so going near post, and one comfortably by Tarkowski, and the ball reaches to Madueke, and they look like they're going to start again with their keeper in Petrovic, who switches it to Gusto, who's that's dangerous. He passed it back to the keeper, but just in time. Onana passes back to Coleman. And both teams are doing a little bit too nervous a pass back, a little under hit. Yeah, Stu, I think you're talking about right after Chelsea do it, Everton do the exact same thing. They're slightly underhitting a pass back, and scary moments for both squads within a matter of 15 seconds or so. So Cucurella has a throw in on their left side. He doesn't choose to pass to Gallagher. He sees Mudryk as an option. Now he does throw it toward Palmer and way overthrown, but Everton, his header goes right back to Chelsea. Cole Palmer's on the ball now to Madueke. May have a strike on goal inside our box. Mikolenko handles it, fell on the ground, cut back. Ashley Young to clear. Yeah, Madueke is looking really dangerous right now. Beto was hopelessly trying to chase that on a 2v1. Madueke had him covered. Silva's on the ball now. Passes to Madueke. Out to Malo Gusto on the right side now. Madueke again looking and not really having a clear passing option to the middle. So a lot of passing from left back to centre back to right back going on for Chelsea, which isn't a problem at all for Everton as long as we don't press too early. Doucouré was the trigger there and almost made that work. And now Everton won the... That was really close. So Doucouré won the ball, and then it was an awkward deflection. McNeil knocked it forward, but Petrovic was able to get there in time. So throw in now at 6 minutes 45. Mikolenko's up on that left side. A terrible 1-2 between him and Mikolenko. And Caicedo shielding off the ball right on their goal line. McNeil winning it back. Cross off Gusto. And cleared by Conor Gallagher, whose header was by Branthwaite, and then it was back to Gallagher again. Onana receiving the ball, going out wide to Coleman, who's crossing to the back post to Onana. Put a bit of pressure on Gusto, and looks like they called offside for that one, so the play will stop. So far, Everton haven't looked too bad. I think Onana migrating up to the back for that play was certainly exciting that he's putting himself further up. Oh, that was Doucouré, was it? Off this iPad, it's hard to pick players out and their numbers without squinting. So yeah, Doucouré migrate a little bit too far up on the back post there, but Onana's been involved. James Garner's a little bit absent, but just doing a lot of running. Doucouré's winning a lot of the second balls back. And that was another good example there. Gusto looking to try and knock the ball upfield and off McNeil's foot, so I think it's a goal kick. It's hard to tell with the audio. It may have actually... They might be claiming it's a corner kick, and Mario Pochettino looks quite bemused and confused, as did Gusto. Yeah, it's a corner kick for Everton here at 8 minutes and 12 seconds. So across the front post, headed away, and I think Branthwaite hit it over the bar. So it looks like a potential short goal kick, and they take it wide out to Gusto, and Everton are pressing immediately. Quite promising that Mikolenko, McNeil, and James Garner winning the ball back, knocks it into Onana, passes it wide to Ashley Young on the right side. He's faced up against Cucurella. Tucked into his left, Coleman on the ball. Oh, how did you miss that? That was right on a platter for Beto. It crossed the keeper and went off his calf and up. Oh, we're not going to get many better chances than that, surely. James Garner there, really quick on the ball. Garner to Onana, and it went out wide to Ashley Young. And a really good overlap from Seamus Coleman. And a well-timed pass by Young. And Beto was right in on goal. All he had to do was keep it below the post height, and it was an open goal, and he couldn't do it. But promising start for Everton. Chalobah winning the ball off Doucouré there, and another offside. So we were talking about in the tactics between Ryan Chad and I about a week ago that a lot of the Everton players like to run in on the ball from an offside position, and they're not timing that. They're not getting back onside quick enough. So we've already had two scenarios like that with Doucouré so far. But it is 0-0. Everton have had the better chances, except Madueke has looked dangerous for them. Cole Palmer is knocking it towards Madueke again, but Jared Branthwaite's pace between him and Mikalenko have it covered. So Mikalenko on the ball now. He's starting to charge for the middle. Did a pass to Doucouré to James Garner, who's shielding off Gusto, and Madueke double teamed. Doucouré helped, and he overhit it, and now Jackson's on the ball. Taki covered it. Now Onana's recovered again, and now it's back on Everton's side. So we're now counter-attacking. Doucouré's on that left side with McNeil. He uses him. And a first-time cross to the back post. It was so far to the back post, no one could get there. So it was a little overhit, unfortunately, but really promising, quick counter-attack, quick, fast-moving play there. They're showing the highlight again. That was an excellent cross from Seamus Coleman. We can say he isn't what he used to be, but he knows exactly where to put the ball. It just does his body let him down with pace to get there. Unfortunately, when looking back, it was that cross had a lot of venom on it, and it was slightly high, so a lunging Beto had to kind of lean back to get to the ball. So I think that may have impacted it, because if it was maybe half a ball lower, he could have made better contact with that. It was just an awkward height by the kneecap. But not a bad start for Everton. I'm pleasantly surprised after some of the matches against Burnley and others and how we're playing. But I think partly it's also Chelsea aren't looking that great either. Gusto passing to Madueke and a slight Madueke. Chalobah with a really weak pass there. But Gusto's now up, knocking to Cole Palmer, who takes on Branthwaite. Branthwaite to the floor there. Onana trying to help out. Palmer shoots. Palmer scores. Excellent strike, but we couldn't handle him. We had it's 1-0 Chelsea. All Chelsea needed was one player on form, and unfortunately that didn't work out. They're going to go through the replay here, but Cole Palmer just showed his class. He megs Branthwaite, and he goes to the ground after trying a recovery slide. He gets his boot on it, but not enough, and it's right. Cole Palmer has to deal with it here. Then Onana's chasing, and Jackson does a nice little pass off to Cole Palmer, and it was a first-time release. A poor pass by Jackson in the end, but Palmer made that look like it was intentional. So Cole Palmer to the rescue for Chelsea. And for those watching around the world, it's a tough moment, but stay positive. I think we've seen some very promising pieces right here where we think Everton could certainly score today by the way we're playing, but we haven't converted our opportunities so far. What'll be interesting to see is how does Chelsea play now, because I believe they were up against Sheffield and blew their lead as well. So there's no guarantee that Chelsea can hold it, but we know that Everton are the ones that struggle to get come from behind here. So looks like a free kick was given to Everton. I'm at 14 minutes now. It's going to be taken by James Garner, who does a little pass over to McNeil, who crosses to the back post, and again overhit. Tarkovsky looking like it was his mistake that he didn't realize that he should have been deeper on the back post there, and it goes out for a goal kick. So some of the statistics so far: the XG, Everton are at 1.04 and Chelsea are at 0.06. So go figure, a touch of class, and you can't measure that. So we've had some really good goal scoring chances, but can't put it in the back of the net. Surprise, surprise. Possession is all Chelsea at 71% currently. And we have had both one corner each. Chelsea again get away here. We've got Mykhailo Mudryk. Oh, Chelsea could have had an open goal right there. Gusto to Mudryk and up over the box. They could easily have been up 2-0 and Palmer missed a chance. Lucky us. Really lucky us. Okay, so the ball's going out to the right side. It looks like Beto was offside immediately. Everton need to get their confidence back before we go down 2-0 and this match is over. I think Emma's frustration is exactly what we're feeling. But I suppose if you're saying it's a game of missed opportunities already, Cole Palmer missed one very similar to that of Beto, but Cole Palmer showed his touch of class with that shot from the outside of the 18-yard box to make us down 1-0. Here at 18 minutes and 20, Mudryk taking on Branthwaite, but Branthwaite has him covered. There's a free kick now looking like Caicedo's trying to tease out a yellow card for maybe Amadou Onana, but Chelsea have the ball here in a promising position here at 16 minutes and 35. So Jackson had a really good 1-2 with Caicedo, and Coleman pinned his arm. So it's between Conor Gallagher and Cole Palmer who's going to kick this. Cole Palmer's left or Gallagher's right, but it's on Everton's left side of the box. The defensive line is forming right on the 18-yard box line. So we'll see what they do with it. So it looks like it's going to be Cole Palmer to take. It does a short pass to Caicedo, to Gallagher, to Mudryk. This looks terribly done by Chelsea. Palmer trying to take it on to Caicedo. Yeah, they botched this entirely. But Everton still slightly overcommitted. Caicedo to Conor Gallagher. Keeps the ball in. 1v1 against Coleman. Knocks it back to Cucurella, to Caicedo. Well help. Battled by Ghana, but Caicedo was stronger. Mudryk in on goal. Tucks back to Jackson. And Palmer wins the... Oh, no, this is going to be a long night, Blues. Palmer scored a second. It's 2-0 Chelsea. Oh, Everton need to figure something out real fast. Mudryk now doing a lot of little 1-2s and just some awkward play, and Everton not clearing the ball when they had the opportunity. And Cole Palmer does his little crossbody shiver me timbers signature there, but they're showing the replay now. Gallagher had knocked it back to Cucurella, to Caicedo, and then Ghana was out-muscled, and it led to an overlapping run from Mudryk, and he did a cut back to Jackson, and Pickford couldn't handle it. All right. I suppose we'll update the banner with a less positive scoreline. Toffee Blues. We're right at 19 minutes, and unless something drastically changes, this match looks over already. So, pardon me while I check my phone. All I'm doing is updating the statistics here on the on our little scroller ticker. The one positive we can take is that no one else converted their opportunities over the weekend. So Everton are not in as bad a place as they could have been. Yeah, Amy, and it's going to be hopefully not people are here to join in the misery of me watching this live, but this may not turn out to be a good result for Everton based on the first 20 minutes. Cole Palmer's been looking dangerous. They're showing 777, Thelwell, and Moshiri in the stands right now, not looking too impressed either. Yeah, it's hard to watch, isn't it, David? Because we had a really promising first couple minutes, and all we needed to do was score that goal with Beto with the Coleman one, and now Chelsea can play comfortably at home and play keep off or whatever they'd like to do. They have wingers that make our players look uncomfortable. Onana on the ball. Passes Tchaikovsky and back to Onana. To Doucouré, and we're not really looking creative going forward. We're just passing directly back to our centre backs each time. That was clever by Mikolenko. Took on the darting player. McNeil's on the ball now, taking on Gusto. Uses Onana as a passing option. Back to Mikalenko, so an effective triangle right there. And a slightly delayed cross, and Gusto blocked it. Yeah, it's going to be a fun 70 minutes, I'll tell you that. The one positive, Everton have a corner. So let's see what we have here. It's on the left side for Everton, so it'll be an in-swinger off the right foot of, appears to be James Garner. Paul Tierney's pulling a few of the players over to him so he can show that he's got the whistle and some authority. Hands on hips. Who's he talking to? Beto, Madueke. There's always a little bit of hustle and bustle in this, and saying, you guys cut that out. I'm not going to pull your shirt, and they'll do it the second the referee goes away. So we'll see if Beto can make their keeper look a little bit uncomfortable. 2 hands up from James Garner, going right to the mid post. That was actually a very good delivery right there. Unfortunately, just nicked off by a Chelsea player, but that was a very goal-bound type opportunity. Mikalenko tries to do a nice through ball to Coleman, but he didn't anticipate it. So it is 22 minutes and 28 seconds for me. Everton are struggling away at the capital and are down 2-0 thanks to a brace already by Cole Palmer. The second one was more of a tap-in after another effective interchange with Nicholas Jackson. Jackson received the ball from Mykhailo Mudryk after he cut in on the left side after James Garner couldn't handle him. And what it led to was a parry back into the field of play and knocked in by Cole Palmer. Everton had the first chance, but we didn't convert when we had the opportunity, and now down 2-0, and we're showing a little bit of resolve, but 2-0 early. It's hard to see us coming back, but all we can hope for is we win some set plays. Chelsea makes some sloppy possession in the middle, and we convert opportunities, and Doucouré is ready for them. But Chelsea looking quite confident right now. Conor Gallagher on the ball. Interchange between him and Gusto. Gallagher back to Chalobah. He's got Thiago Silva. Palmer presents in the middle and had all the time in the world. Crosses over to Gusto, who's now charging through the middle. Uses Palmer, who tries to flick over to Jackson, but a little overhit. And Pickford looking furious with his team and asking them to go up, push up forward faster. He's taking a few seconds now and rolls it out to Tarkovsky, asking to knock it to Coleman, which he does, but a poor pass, but lucky Mudryk couldn't hold on to it, so it's back in Everton's possession. James Garner has it going to Pickford, but under hit and with a bit of a slice, but Mikalenko did well, honestly, handling that and recovered. James Garner getting out-muscled by Conor Gallagher again, and Mikalenko tries to help out and barges over Conor Gallagher. So another free kick to Chelsea on Everton's right side now, so probably about 25, 30 yards out by the wing. So little passing interchange between Gusto and now we're back with the keeper, with Petrovic. So Thiago Silva looking for passing options. Palmer's presenting quite deep to receive the ball at the moment as more of a pivot, and the Everton players are not picking him up. So they're solely focused on zonal, and Palmer's giving them all sorts of problems. Yeah, Doucouré has not been moving too well, has he, Barry? And touching for the 96. Hopefully we've now stuck with the 97 picture of going forward, and we have all the numbers counted on a dim day for Merseyside. So Conor Gallagher has the ball crossing over to, who's that? Cucurella. Moises Caicedo receives his pass, and there's a cross through the middle. Very kind of lazy and not much pace on it. So handled by Branthwaite. Garner's pass a little bit under hit to Onana, causing a turnover. Jackson shoots and sprays wildly, but they could easily have scored again. So I'm not sure who you're talking about in particular, Bob, but if you say everyone right now, I can certainly feel that. We were screaming for Danjuma to come back. Chelsea have a lot of players with explosive pace. Usually the problem is how they play together, how they cut through defenses, and right now they're cutting through Everton quite easily, mostly through the wing player. But Cole Palmer's picking up positions that Everton are not. He's going between in that half space between the back four and the defensive four, or the front two and the defense and the midfield four, and finding a lot of space. And they're really struggling to pick him up. Madueke and Gusto are looking quite strong on that right side as well. Gusto taking on working against Mikalenko here. Madueke now, and won by McNeil. So moving forward quickly, Decore on a first touch goes to Ashley Young. So a rare counter-attacking opportunity for Everton. Cut into the middle, and Ashley Young drastically trying to do too much and realize he doesn't have enough pace. Try to do some cutbacks and fouled some players. And there's a yellow card coming for an Everton player. Looks like James Garner. So may have been one of these professional fouls. Let's have a look. Yeah, not much in that at all. But he did slide from the back, but I suppose studs were up, but he didn't make too much contact with him, but he did hit his Achilles. So yellow card to James Garner here on 27 minutes and 35 seconds. Dyche not looking too happy on the sidelines, but why would he? Not sure what his gesture of two fingers pointing with the number 1 means, but he was yelling that to the squad. Jackson looking to outmuscle Branthwaite, and that's looking like quite a matchup. And Branthwaite wanted a free kick and didn't get it. McNeil to James Garner to Mikalenko. What was that? What was that? Well, 3-0 Chelsea. So, at this rate, we will lose 9-0 or more because we have not reached a goal every 10 minutes. We already have a hat trick from Cole Palmer. So they're showing the replay now. They're doing a pass back to Pickford. He had the option to pass to Onana, and instead of clearing it with his left foot, he tries to pass it through the middle with his weaker foot to Onana. And Cole Palmer anticipated, and he struck it first time with his weaker foot, and he's absolutely on fire. Not a good evening to be an Everton fan right now, is it? So I think all I can hope for is that we cut down the misery right now and hold on for another 15 minutes and see if we can come up with something by halftime. Yeah. I don't want to abandon you guys, but the hope for to get something from this match is really not looking possible at the moment, but anything can happen. Beto looking really poor and just falling over, wanting a cheap free kick and doesn't get it. They're crossing through the middle. James Garner intercepts. Quite a good first touch from him, but a little bit sloppy on the touch from McNeil, who wipes out the player in frustration. Onana trying to pass through the middle. That was also really poor. Yeah, they just look so flustered. And Gusto slipped, made a recovery, but passed to Mikalenko. His pass was slow and labored towards McNeil and leading to a counter attack with Madueke and Cole Palmer on the right side. and he was super handsy, and it looks like a free kick happened as a result. Bear with me for a moment. I have a phone call in to quickly. Okay, sorry about that. When people call during the live stream, it cuts down the the actual tablet from playing. So wanted to try and resolve that quickly. And it was a good excuse for me to take my eyes away from this shooting salmon out of a barrel that Chelsea are doing against the salmon pink of Everton today. Very curious to see with Moshiri. I forget is it Josh Wanda, the 777 member, as well as Kevin Thelwell. Is this the moment, a bit like when Frank Lampard at West Ham, when everyone shows up to sack the manager? Because this is the kind of performance that needs a response. And I think right now it's horrid to watch. Everton occasionally holding onto the ball in little pockets here. Abdoulaye Doucouré on it now, passing it back to McNeil, who's got Onana to pass, but very flat-footed Everton, or one person moving at a time. McNeil on the ball, back to Onana, who's basically taking up Mikalenko's space. Now we're passing to Branthwaite, to Tarkovsky, to Coleman, back to Tarkovsky, back to Pickford, crossing with his right foot, hits up Ashley Young, but won by Cucurella. The second ball won by Coleman, who's taking it on through the middle, along a cross on it to the left foot to McNeil. McNeil holding it now. Did well, actually. He pulled Gusto away to get the clear cross, but Everton were not able to win the second corner. Everton have not won the second ball in the box at all today. Both players are on the ground. Somewhat looks like Onana's holding his face, so they're stopping the game. Yeah. Not sure if I saw that before, Bob, but I completely agree. This could be, I think if we let another goal in before half time, who knows what goes on. Yeah. So Onana looks like he may have hit a fingertip, an elbow to the face when Mudryk was charging through the middle. Well, you know that you're not a glory hunter when you have matches like this, fellow Evertonians. A tough one to stomach so early. Chelsea have not been good. We know they can be. And really, there was an outstanding strike from Cole Palmer. Everton weren't good enough defensively, Cole Palmer goal. And one that was purely an error from Pickford. It's a drop ball here at 34 minutes and 25 seconds. Jared Branthwaite is passing to the other side to Tarkovsky, who is across to Coleman, who presents on the touchline and in that advanced position that he picks up. Passes back to James Garner to Amadou Onana. He took too long to go to Young, then picks him up eventually. Oh, excellent! Oh, offside. We can't get a break. Oh, yeah, he's offside. Beto finally scored. It was an excellent cross, a brilliant celebration, but clearly offside. Well, at least we can prove Beto can score now. So now all we need to do is be onside and do exactly the same thing, and then we just need to score 2 more after that. So miracles too happen, but they don't seem to happen to Everton anytime soon. Everton is still down 3-0, but at least a little moment of comic relief or confidence for a moment that Beto knocked the ball on the net, but the ball's back with Chelsea now. Madueke on the ball. and that's quite an effective triangle between Gusto, Madueke, and Palmer today. Caicedo in and Ashley Young wiping out Palmer, and that should be Gallagher and a comfortable yellow card. Yeah. So Brian Coughlin, I'm trying to avoid posting up the swear words, but I agree. Like Pickford has made a few mistakes recently where it was that was it against Belgium where he didn't clear effectively and tried to play out from the middle. So there's certainly a challenge right now that he's just not showing. He's not confident enough on the ball and making silly mistakes when he does pass through the middle, which is why he is doing a bunch of these long balls. Beto's presenting a little bit better now on some of these balls through the channels, and Chalobah knocked it out for a throw in. So it is, I believe, Everton's. No, it's a Chelsea ball here at 36 minutes 44. Gusto has the ball. To me, this is a dice out moment. If Everton get like 2 goals back and make a fight of it, okay. But I think Roberto Martinez is the one that comes to mind for me because how we've set up today, like we occasionally look okay going forward. Then we get with the whole team's lost confidence after that first goal. They didn't score. But I think someone like a Martinez, but like even defensively, we're getting beaten way too easily on the flanks now compared to what we were early in the year. So, yeah, I've been Dyche out, but I don't know who the replacement is for a little while. But I also don't know if we sack someone and don't have a replacement, I'm not sure if that fixes anything. But this is awful. Moises Caicedo can't kick the ball on target, apologizes to their crowd, and gives us a bit of respite. There's a lot of clearances from Pickford on his weaker foot too, which is also scary that he's clearing off his weaker foot in a time like tonight, right now. Branthwaite getting pantsed, bit of contact, and he goes down for a dive. No penalty given by Paul Tierney. So it looked like he was halfway falling over while running from a bit of physical contact from Branthwaite. But Branthwaite again is really looking outclassed today at times with a pacey striker. Jackson hasn't done great all year, but does look kind of dangerous from time to time for them. Yeah, Pickford certainly having a shocker. A lot of managers are so prideful, Emma, that it's halftime is the earliest they change it unless someone goes down to 10 men and anything before 60 and people feel like they're making a mistake. But yeah, absolutely. I guess the question for you guys, who would you bring on? I think right now, Ashley Young has looked really poor. Jack Harrison has looked really poor. Defense in terms of defensive midfield, James Garner has looked out-muscled a lot and have been quite embarrassing. So I think what you'd probably want to do is switch Onana to take on Conor Gallagher and be on even down up to 3-0. Either way, Emma, I think Onana taking on Gallagher on that side and bringing Andre Gomez to have some composure in the middle would certainly be one. Maybe you put James Garner at right and just get Ashley Young off because he has really looked poor every time he's on the ball. And Coleman is really he's taking the game on and winning another free kick. He's the only one that I think I would give a 6 out of 10 right now to because he's really trying to show leadership when the rest of the team is looking devoid of ideas. He's had a few runs like this where he's taking players on. He took on Mudryk through the middle and wins us a free kick and gets so sometimes you have these poor matches where someone stands up, and the only one that's standing up at all right now to me is Coleman. He had that excellent cross. I'm not sure if the cross for the goal that Beto did score that was offside was also delivered by him, but this has not been Coleman's fault today. McNeil and Mikolenko have been awkwardly in each other's way, and I don't think Onana interacting with them on that left side has worked very well. I think Onana's picking up the same space that both of them want to be in, and they're falling over each other's shoes. Oh, that was close. So they just had a free kick up from Coleman, where it went to the left side from McNeil. It was one first time and crossed into the middle. They're claiming some penalty or contact with Tarkovsky, but I'm not sure they're going to get it. But that one went right across the face of goal there. So it was interesting that Palmer and Tarkovsky mark up, but Tarkovsky did quite well there, but no Everton player got their foot in the right spot. Branthwaite was nearby, and I think Beto would have got it, but Chalobah got just enough of a foot on it. Oh, I think I remember this, Robbie 8563. I think you did some phone-ins a while back. Welcome back. Yeah, Harrison is a confidence player, so then the real question is, who are the players that aren't confidence players? And right now, the only one that's showing any leadership is Coleman to me. Branthwaite looks flustered and is really not doing well, and the moment seems to be getting to him. Beto is being streaky. Onana has been occupying the wrong spots and getting out of the way. I think Beto is starting to get pretty physical, and this could become I'm worried there may be a brawl on some cards here at the moment, the way this is looking. Any footballer gets embarrassed like this, I don't want to deal with it, but I'm sure Conor Gallagher is very happy to get into some argy-bargy and fights. They're bringing up the two captains now, Coleman and Gallagher, talking to Paul Tierney about some contact. It looked like Gallagher claiming someone touched his throat, having a smile about it. But when you're up 3-0, you can rub it in Everton's faces, and maybe they'll show something on VAR about it. So Onana, oh, okay. Yeah, basically just pushing each other around, and Gallagher claimed that Onana's hand was on his throat and wanted a VAR red card for it, but nothing doing. So the corner comes back, Mudryk against Coleman. Coleman claiming for the throw-in, but it's a throw-in to Chelsea here at 42 minutes and 47 seconds. Mark Cucurella, wearing the black gloves, is taking the throw-in. Looks like a little bit of a windy night in London. I forget where Chelsea is in London, but at least London. McNeil has an opportunity to strike here. He tucks into Beto, first time, and blocked by Gusto. Gusto's really coming up to be quite the player. He was that replacement for Reece James, the Frenchman, and he's really started to shine. That was a much more promising play there. There was a cutback right through the middle to Beto, and he timed his run. To Chelsea's left side with an overrunning Cucurella. Doesn't use him, uses Palmer, who crosses to Cucurella. Looked maybe offside, but not given. A cutback to Madueke and Jackson. This is awful. I just want to stop this stream so bad, but I also want to commit to you guys. 4-0. If you guys turn off the TV, I don't blame you. This is awful. It's 4-0 Chelsea before halftime. Jackson has certainly earned his goal today. So it looked like they timed their run a little bit wrong, and Cucurella had an effective cutback. There was some really flat-footed defending from both Tarkovsky and Branthwaite. I think they were so focused at that moment on that it was a offside that wasn't given, but there were 3 Everton players that weren't able to close him down well enough. Now, credit to Jackson, he was quite quick there, but Mikalenko was the only one that seemed to notice he would strike it, and he had to try and block on his weaker foot, and we are now down 4-0. So Branthwaite does not get away with this. He has been shocking to me and has not handled Jackson at all. Tarkovsky occasionally has had a couple of moments up front with set pieces, but he hasn't handled it either. Mikalenko's been okay, but it's not to a passing level. He just isn't the worst. Oh, yeah. My good friend of mine from Australia got up early to watch this. He got up at 3 a.m. to watch Everton play this match, and I feel sorry for everyone watching this, it's this has to be a dice out. If this isn't dice out, then Everton don't have the money to bring up Martinez or someone else. I'm sure whoever jumps on our post match is going to be all over it too. It's just tiring and defeated. We're making some crosses into the right spots, but it's only Beto. Doucouré is again just absent from this match. He needs to be in there with Beto, and he just seems to not be at the right place at the right time. Madueke is taking on the match again, and Palmer doing presenting on that right side. Now taking Branthwaite, who's way out of position, now needs to go back before we're in trouble. Onana was covering him. Conor Gallagher gets fouled by Doucouré. Doucouré needs to get off this pitch. He has been atrocious. Yeah. The problem when I was saying dice out was I wasn't sure who to replace him. And I guess the question is, and is it anyone but him right now? We go back to someone that's been there do we have Allardyce? Do we have Roberto Martinez? Do we have, or who else is kind of free? We know maybe Graham Potter. Do we just kind of go into, do we just accept debt for next year just to make sure we don't get relegated? Branthwaite had one good tackle here. Yeah. So, Emma, I think maybe that'll be here in about 2-3 minutes. We're at 47:33 of the 5 minimum of stoppage time. And it feels like we're not watching paint dry. We're watching paint burn. And it smells like a toffee blue. But I don't know if toffee blues expire, but really right now, this feels like it almost looks like Sean Dyche is crying on the sidelines. He looks that angry. There might even be a sub coming. Well, either to troll or to enjoy being a Cole Palmer fan, welcome. You're having a much better day than we are. Yeah, maybe Rooney would do it. For me, the left side has been just awkward, but Coleman has been possible. And I think that's about it for today. Everyone else is a 4, maybe a 5 out of 10. Coleman, maybe a 6, because he's showing the bravery from a tired right back and taking on Mudryk quite comfortably. But outside of that, it's just Chalobah's looking way too comfortable on Beto. Beto occasionally has had a couple chances now and been in the right spot. And yeah, Gaza, welcome from Cambodia. If you're a similar time zone to my friend Adam in Perth, you're probably at about 4:50 in the morning now or something. Is that right? But we have a chance to make this slightly more tolerable by halftime here. Doucouré is all about fighting Cucurella, but we have a corner kick. Goes to the back post, won by Onana, and he can't get the ball on target. Gaza, you don't want to know. It's 4-0 to Chelsea at halftime, just before halftime here. Oh, it's 2:50 in the morning. Okay, so you're at a similar time to Perth then, on the west coast of Oz. You ready, Ryan? To rant and just be like, do we just go dice out or what?
Just get rid of him. Just get rid of him. What is he doing? Team selection, dreadful. Tactics, clueless. I don't know what we're trying to do. Defensively, this is the worst I've seen us. And when Sean Dyche stops being Sean Dyche, then what is he but some guy they've dragged off the fucking street?
Yeah, it's... This is really difficult to try. Like, I can be angry, but it's like 45 minutes of anger after long flights and drives. Yeah, go for it. But so it is officially halftime over here. Cole Palmer has shown his class today and shown the situational awareness in the middle. We are very lazy zonal marking. He finds he's going into the half spaces between the back four and the midfield 4 of Everton, making them uncomfortable, or he's deciding to find a place in Everton's kind of 4-4-2 box press, pops up in the middle, no one chases him, very lazy closing down, and everyone's just standing and watching Cole Palmer move as if he's too good for them and they're not willing to chase. It has been really difficult to watch. It's yeah. Have you noticed how lackluster and lazy the a lot of the players are as well, Ryan? Like Cole Palmer just decides I'm going to receive the ball, I'm going to turn unopposed and just runs through the middle of the pitch. It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, bear with me one sec.
Yeah. So
I forgot I had this headset. Oh.
I'm going to try and get some screenshots of the statistics at halftime here as we load this up.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where to start with that. The team selection's wrong. It's the oldest right-hand side. You could pick 75 years of age or something between them, and you know that they haven't got the legs, and you've got Mikhailo Mudryk on that left wing. That's a tactical mismatch. And then you look at that midfield. James Garner's been playing really poor. Onana's been playing poor, but they're both in the team. Then on the left, McNeil, no goals or assists for months. The back four, you'd probably expect them to do quite well. It's his preferred back four. Beto in for Calvert-Lewin. But Ashley Young, I mean, it's like playing with 9 men. And
he's been the worst of a worst squad today.
First goal. The first goal, he's nutmegged him, and it goes in the net in slow motion. And I don't know whether should the keeper be doing fucking better there. It's slow. It's hit slow motion. Yeah, a taller keeper that.
Yeah, and I mean it was hit to the right spot, but it was one of those little chip shots. You know, it wasn't like
it was a great finish, but there's no pace on the ball, and it's
it was chipped. It was chipped over a small keeper. Yeah, Branthwaite has been completely outclassed today.
Yeah.
Yep,
Branthwaite's been shy. I sub take him off at half time. I'd be making 5 subs, and I don't fucking work for Subway. I'd be taking them all off if I could, and I'd be sacking the manager at half time. I'd be sacking him at half time because he was brought in to keep us defensively solid and astute, and what we've turned into is some sort of kamikaze, making out the numbers, whipping boys every week. It's 15 games. We've won once in that period against a team Chelsea couldn't even beat. Chelsea aren't that good. What was the second goal? What was the second goal?
So that okay.
He run
so that's
down
the one that
wing
Mudryk came in.
They're all pathetic. They're all like
on
in
the
slow
left side.
motion.
So it was either Gallagher or Mudryk. I can't remember which blonde character it was, but Garner just got completely outmuscled and it eventually came into to Jackson, who shot it, but it was right at Pickford, but he parried it back into the middle of play, and it was right on the head of Cole Palmer. The third one,
kamikaze. Yeah, it was like no one wanted it. No one wanted to get the head on it. No one wanted to defend it.
The second one was tricky because I feel like a lot, and unless I'm doing like video analysis back, it's hard to tell, but Everton just look incredibly flat-footed. Chelsea are running. They're faster than us. And they show hunger, and Everton they have not won okay, the only person that I wouldn't say sub off is Seamus Coleman because he is actually showing commitment, running forward, winning plays. But even still, he's tactically struggling against Mudryk because he's not fast enough. But the entire team, outside of maybe Coleman, is not winning a second ball. If you have 10 players not winning the second ball, and Chelsea have the squad players to actually be good enough, they just don't put it together. They're putting it together because Everton are putting it on a plate for him. Onana's been in a really weird position where he's just like almost like cock blocking both McNeil and Mikalenko the entire match. So they have no flow on their side, and he's just like in the wrong spot. Like Garner shouldn't be on the pitch. Gomez should be on the pitch instead of him, and Onana should be taking on Gallagher. But for some reason, Gallagher's just showing him that Garner's a little child physically, and it's awful. Ashley Young too. Ugh.
And they've got Monday Night Football on. Dele Alli's doing it. He looks absolutely embarrassed.
He should be.
They're just showing the Beto chance. It's a tap in from 2 yards. He just has to anticipate it and slot it in with his right foot. It's inexplicable. They're showing the goal now. I'm going to comment on it like I'm watching it live. Here's the first goal. He nutmegs Branthwaite. Branthwaite goes to the floor. You've still got 3 players around him. Plays a 1-2. No one's anticipating it. And there's no pace on the shot. He nutmegs him. Right, you've got bodies around. Garner, what are you doing? It's a great finish, but fuck me, seriously. Second goal, it's in the corner, right? It's played back to their left back, played inside to Calcedo. Garner tries to knock him off the ball and fails miserably. Goes to the left. Mudryk at the byline. Jackson with the cutback. It's parried. Pickford's had a stinker again. The defense is completely...
it's a terrible parry. Get it? He goes right in the middle. But
Pickford's... It's the worst fucking goalkeeping I've ever seen. And then he nods it in and no one's anticipating it. The third goal, what is he doing? The pass is not on.
Yeah, and he uses weaker foot too, Ryan. He's not even good at passing short, and he uses his right foot. So
they're just showing it now.
There's a question here that I think is
this is the fourth goal. This is the
worthy
fourth goal. Played out wide. You're thinking it's going into the corner. Coleman can't block the cross. Comes back. Everyone misses it. Minkalenko comes across and he turns and swivels, but you're not winning the first ball. Okay, so get behind it and get a block in. Keeper beaten at the first post. There's no pace on it again. What is this? What's the point?
It's a horror show. To give someone a place to vent right now, because if I not go off the channel, it's very easy right now. I'm just watching this disgustingly uninteresting match. One team seems to care. Like that fourth goal is exactly the problem. Tarkovsky and Branthwaite are ball watching, and Mikalenko notices, but he's not good enough to get there in time with his weaker foot. And you think, what is Dyche going to do at halftime? The answer is, I'm not sure he will do anything. David B asked here, when do you think Dyche will make subs? You know, the funny part is he's probably going to do Andre Gomez and maybe Jack Harrison on 45, but he needs to do 4 substitutions right now.
He needs to sub 11 of them on and actually get this game called off, because if it goes on any longer, we're going to have the goal difference completely wiped out. We'll stay up on default because Luton are terrible. This will galvanize Luton. Luton will probably beat us, and then that might put that under threat. But what's keeping him in a job is the fact that we should have 35 points, and 35 points keeps you up in this league this year and last year and the year before.
It's that, but it's also that we don't have the finances to sack someone and buy someone new.
No, we can
that's the other problem, I think.
We've got other companies, like the club hasn't got money, but the owners could pay him off privately. That's the worst display from Pickford I've seen in years.
Yeah, and SofaScore has given him almost one of the worst ratings I've ever seen, of 5.1. Him and Branthwaite are below 6.
0. I would give
but
Pickford
the metrics don't go that low.
Pickford a 1, Mikalenko a 3, Branthwaite a 3 or 2, Tarkovsky a 2 or 3, both doing nothing. Pickford coming out of the goal. Coleman a 4, Onana a 2, Garner a 0, McNeil a 5, Ashley Young a 0 -5. Beto, I think his heart's in the right place. I'm gutted that he wasn't onside for that goal.
Give him a 3.
So well. I think
Decore is really giving me the shits today.
Such a problem. I didn't even think it was Decore playing. Fuck off.
Yeah, supposedly. So that's the other thing. Beto is often in these positions where he has no help. Decore needs to help Beto more, and he doesn't. He just kind of sits in this no man's land a lot. Like, they're crossing the ball. Beto's got an opportunity on, like, but it's 2v1, 3v1. He's out muscled. If Decore's there, we have a lot of opportunities to score. The fact we missed that first goal, I think, has set us up. It set the tone. But
the players look
I'm
like
not sure how to
like
emotionally handle another 45 of this, Ryan.
The players look like they've given up and don't care. That's
Yeah.
to me. This feels like it feels like the 4-0 defeat under Lampard at Spurs. It feels like the end of the road under Marco Silva at Anfield. It feels like the West Ham. It feels pitiful. One thing that isn't pitiful is this channel. Give us a subscription. If you're watching on Twitter, come over to YouTube, search for Follow Everton and hit the subscribe button. We're up to 2,624 subscribers. Go and subscribe. And then fuck Everton off after that. You've done it. And go and watch some of the channel after we finish.
Listen to us, but don't follow Everton is the new chat. What Chad asked is, can I be on the live stream if I don't follow Everton anymore?
Don't follow Everton.
Oh,
brilliant.
Yeah, Onana's been horrible too. So, yeah. Now, I'm not sure if you remember, I think 8563 Robbie. So, do you remember Robbie from Leeds? I think he's also been joining us today.
Yeah, that's nice, Robbie. We've got 27 points and 5 games left, or 6 games. This is our game in hand. Don't give us the fucking games. I don't want the games. It's going to make us worse.
So, I wanted to also bring up this post here. So, Gaza is from Cambodia, and I think it's about 3:04 in the morning. So he and a good friend of mine from Perth got up, went to bed early, probably getting up to watch Everton at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And this is the reception and thanks they get for getting up this early, and that's what's almost even more embarrassing is that like the Everton fans, like, why did I bother to even get myself emotionally ready for this one? I thought we had a chance to nick a 1-1 today. And a lot of people got up early, put their time and effort towards supporting this, to watch this product.
Yeah. Chris, today. Are you watching? Are you watching in a way where you can?
It's a fireable offense.
You've gone a bit fuzzy. Are you watching on a way where you can pause it?
Yeah, mine's cutting out.
Are you watching in a way where you can like pause your?
The
TV?
app has problems when I pause it.
I'm just thinking I can join you for the second half.
No, it's an iPad and it basically tries to reset the whole thing every time.
Okay. I don't think I can join you. That's annoying.
Yeah, maybe Chad and I could one day because at least we'd have the same apps from America. But that's the problem unless you can pause and reset it. No. It works sometimes on one of the apps, but the one that I'm using here for the USA channel always tries to resynchronize and reset. So, Dyche will mention
like Sean Dyche
and that's what's really funny.
Nathan Patterson. What are they saying? Let's have a listen to this. Gomez on. Harrison on.
Gomez is coming on.
Patterson on.
Harrison on.
We've got a fucking player on 100 grand a week in the studio. The highest paid player at the club is sat in the studio of Sky fucking Sports. Get him on. I don't want to watch him. What's his connection to Everton? I don't believe for 1 minute he's been injured all season. I know he's got mental health problems, but so's half the fucking country. I've got them right now watching this. I don't want to watch him on Sky bloody Sports. Patterson on, Gomez on, Harrison on, Onana, Garner, and Coleman have gone off. None of them were put. The midfield was all over the.
Yeah, I'm going to check. So looks like Coleman off for Patterson.
I've just said that. Can you not hear me? Sorry.
I can. Yeah, the worst midfielder you've seen. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of lag on my side. I'm not sure what, but it's like my internet says it's good, so I'm not sure. But they've started the kicking off again.
Yeah.
We're kicking to the
Beto.
right side now. Let's see.
Right. Mine says 45.
Falls over like a
15.
spring chicken again, huh? Mine's 45-18. Mine 45-20 now. So we're at a pretty similar time.
Yeah, I think
Maybe I can
we might
pause
be
it
able
real
to
quick.
cobble it. Showing a footage of Young. Right, they're about to take a free kick for Chelsea.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. And Gallagher's on it. Passes it back to. Yeah, I think we're within a second of each other.
How'd you do this? Cucurella into Mudryk on the left. He could
Silva
do
to Cucurella. To Mudryk.
Long ball down the channel.
Cucurella.
Tarkovsky sweeps up. Decore looks like he's dropped back in. Gomez, lovely turn. Passes it forward. And then backwards to
Look at that. That's so progressive. He's got no one to pass to. He has to cut back in. Uses McNeil.
Why the fuck? Wait, you're starting Gomez? He's the only one who can. He's the only one who can control the ball. And we lose it.
We got outpaced anyway in the middle, and yeah, given away with a long ball immediately. Cucurella, you know, we're doing good when Cucurella starts to look like he's a good player again. Ashley Young, wait, is Ashley Young still on the pitch? Yeah, he is. How?
Yeah, he's got nudes of Dyche.
It must be Harrison might be playing in the middle, or what an odd position for Ashley Young to be playing like a midfield position like that. Because I think he's a central mid now. Yeah, Gomez is showing a lot of just calm and composure, and it's like the Chelsea players don't know how to take him on. And it's like it's such an obvious difference. Like I was talking about how he knows when to charge for a throw in and how to find space. It's just obvious that he has the composure this team lacks. Oh, that's excellent pass. Oh. He fell over too easy again. Anytime he's getting contact from
it's a foul. It
looks like Chalobah. He just falls over.
Look how press resistant they are. We go in to try and win the ball back, and the Chelsea players still got hold of it. And then when we lose it, we have got to get back in that shape. You know, instead of just.
Yeah, it's almost like you meant to win the ball back, not press and then retreat further backwards. We're retreating and letting them win every time we press. We're not winning the ball back. We're just, okay, cool, you win, we'll back off. There's no, and that was the only thing that, like, for Coleman, I guess he's probably injured, honestly, or didn't want to risk it, but he's so tired. And he was showing, like, he would win tackles. I'm not seeing many players win tackles right now. Taki knocked the ball out, but so Kelvis is saying, I'm not sure if I've missed something, but may get a red card. That wouldn't surprise me in a match like this. He's not even on the bench today, so I'm not sure what's going on, because I wanted Garnegay to start.
Why the heck isn't Andre Gomez starting? It just looks a class above the others.
Yeah, it's obvious. And Wormy's saying the press is disjointed. Yeah, it's partly disjointed, and they're like really unresponsive. And that's at least he took a strike and like he created space for himself. It was just a horrible left-footed strike.
He could slip Beto in there.
Yeah, he could actually.
It's a corner. Chris. I think you were too harsh. Could see that here. Right.
It just looked like he scuffed it, but so Gomez is presenting for the short corner to pull.
Head it in. Oh, what the?
Like, are these hit a little bit too hard because they have to, like, if you want to hit. Yeah, in that position, he should be hitting the target, like, no doubt. How's the rest of the follow Everton group doing? I'm sure they're
No, I
feeling
think
the
a lot of them
embarrassment
will have
we
turned
are.
it off.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how we
Patterson on it
started to go
gets his,
shit and Patterson got dropped?
Yeah, I'm trying. When was his last game against Burnley? It was around that time. Oh, geez, Branthwaite again. Look at that. Andre Gomez is bailing out Branthwaite today.
I'll take 4-1 right now.
I'll take 4-0 and just call it. So there's an overlapping run from Patterson. There's an excellent overlapping run, and Young doesn't use it. He's earned his place on the pitch. That's all I've got to say. Young, oh my God. Young is just doing terrible. Decore trying to make a recovery run.
This is a lot better.
Decore just looks so leggy.
No, this is a lot better, but great ball. Overhit ball.
But like, at least Patterson is winning those runs, and it's not.
Fuck off! I swear he just came here. I could say something really horrible. I'm not going to say it. It's fucking people smuggling. That's what that is.
It's almost like he doesn't know when to stick or twist with that, with the pacey because Madueke hasn't been excellent for Chelsea all year, but occasionally he has these games where Everton cannot handle Madueke today. Yeah, exactly right. Is it Emma? Why is Duke smiling?
What's Sarkovsky doing?
Yeah, Cucurella, good interception, but
you know he's going to knock it round you.
How many yellows does Taki have before he's on another another match ban? Because didn't he? I know Branthwaite had his 5 and then the 1 match ban. Taki must be close now, right?
Yeah, he's 1 away from missing the derby. He's 1 away from missing 2.
Because I know. Okay, so did Taki miss a match for it? Because I know Branthwaite did. I just can't remember if Taki's been suspended yet, or is he get?
He's a match.
Because if you only get 5, it's 1.
He's got 9 yellow cards.
Okay.
So 1 more. They just punish you. Mikolenko gives it away. He's a terrible left back. Now we're out of position. The queuing up.
Branthwaite had to recover because Mikolenko was out of position. Gusto to back post.
Got 445 people watching this match. Watch along. And if you're not watching on YouTube, be grateful if you can come over to YouTube. Hit the like and subscribe button for us. Turn your notifications on. I'm giving away my derby ticket. If you want to win that, go on Twitter and retweet the competition I've set up. I'll put it as my pinned tweet if you can stomach watching this bollocks.
Mudryk might be in for a 5th here. Cole Palmer. Then Palmer nearly got his 4th right there.
Keeper actually did something. He still fucking kicked it straight back out.
Was it really well? Yeah, well, yeah, because Palmer's strike was quite good, that one, but yeah, this is probably the other giant errors I think of for Pickford. The one against Bournemouth last year where he parried it right in. That was like that 3-0 away match just before. Oh, what was it? 3-0 before the World Cup. That was probably the most shocking save I've ever seen from him. That pass back is about as bad. Didn't they give a goal like that away against Spurs not that long ago? And then they got chipped to make it 3 goals. Anyway,
The Palmer.
that looks
they're
like there
showing
might be.
The Palmer one's so good. The first Palmer goal, to be honest, is a crazy finish. The second one, no one's asked. And the third one's a Pickford error.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Too easy. Too easy.
Yeah, Eugene's making a point that is it's a scary thought. Branthwaite off, Keane on is actually. Oh, it's actually happening. Okay.
Oh, fuck off. Why? Of course he's
Is it-
cried off with a stinker.
Is it a head injury? Or are they claiming a head injury to protect his ego? Ben Godfrey looked like he was getting up for a minute, but no longer. Wasn't Dan Juma meant to come back today?
What is this injury that he's got?
It's not really clear from audio. He's just kind of walking proppy and.
Let me hear. Let me listen. Oh, they fucking can't. Jazz still on the thing. Oh my. He's coming on in a 4-0 defeat. It's like pitiful. That's good from Patterson. Aggressive.
Yeah. And honestly, if the only thing from today is that Patterson gets his place back in the squad because he's showing a bit of heart, you'd take it. But how Ashley Young has earned his way onto the pitch is embarrassing. Like when you play, and you've probably played matches when like everyone felt like they played poor, and whoever gets subbed is clearly the worst player on the pitch. Ashley Young is the first player to get subbed today, and somehow he keeps staying on. I don't know.
We've got to give Gomez a new contract. I don't care what anyone says.
Would you, but at 100K a week or like 60K?
We can't afford to sign someone. So if he wants that, we haven't got anyone else. We can't sign anyone else.
Yeah, because
what are they
if
doing?
it's the transfer fee and everything else, that's a little bit better from Decore for a moment. And
Young's
then Gomez looking like he's got all the time on the ball. Look how advanced Patterson is. Just use him. Okay. Even Patterson's afraid to charge forward. Michael Keane now. Oh, no. Oh. Emma's saying that we should put Beto as a centre back and put Keane up top. Honestly, what I think we should do is sub off Abdoulaye.
We're not trying to win this game.
No, we're not trying to win. What I think we honestly need to do is have Abdoulaye Decore subbed and bring on Godfrey, and then to have a 5 at the back or something. But because we can't handle their wing play.
Oh my god!
That
is this defending? It's just
that was almost an own goal, wasn't it?
They play a 1-2 around the fullback. No one tracking him. He's running down the right hand side. Chelsea hanging loose. They've got one who goes to the. They have one player who goes deep and one pulls back.
So do you remember
oh my!
I was giving credit for like the running. Why didn't Pickford just grab that ball? And McNeil didn't track back either. But corner for Chelsea on 59 minutes and 5. Short corner to, looks like Mudryk. To Madueke, looks like it was deflected.
Did you pause it? Because we were at the same time, and I think you need to unpause it.
So are you ahead of me?
49, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31.
Yeah, 32. But you're at 59, not 49.
59.
Yep.
37.
Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, so we're like within a second of each other. That Madueke shot was actually quite good, but blocked. McNeil's also looking really leggy.
Another corner to Chelsea. Mudryk. Why are you high-fiving him? You fucking won a competition to get a plane ticket here. You're not a footballer.
Yeah. Well, when teams play this poor, you have to try and if you just yell at each other, it doesn't it doesn't help that at that exact moment, does it? But you
Hang on,
celebrating
charging
mediocrity.
through. Oh my god, he tried to do
Decore
some
on it.
sort of weird kill.
Come on, Decore.
Don't give a pen. Oh, you've given a pen.
Paul Tierney points to the spot. Madueke's looking inspired, and we are looking expired.
So who the fuck said 5-0 in the match preview when I saw that comment on Robbie and Wes's stream?
I can't remember right now. Honestly, it may have been someone that's still on the call with us now. I just can't remember.
Peter Duggan.
I think didn't Duggan say 9-0? Oh no, Chris
He won
Duggan
the
said
ball!
5-0.
He won the fucking ball.
That should not be a penalty. He slipped. How does VAR not overturn this one? Because his hand hit his chin? Maybe?
He wins the ball.
That's not a penalty.
What's going on?
Honestly, Cole Palmer being fouled looked more like a penalty.
It's not a penalty.
This has been the weird. This is getting really weird. Look at this.
Fucking cunts.
So basically, Madueke is like, that's my penalty. And are you watching the infighting of Chelsea right now?
Brian saying that's a penalty. Why? Wins the ball.
So, you know what's amazing? Chelsea are like at each other's throats while winning 5-0.
Chad just said Chelsea show more fight over a penalty than we have all game.
But so Jackson is a wild card, like kind of like our Decore just wants to like get in fights, and then
start with the score. Don't post the scores before we've seen it, please. It's 5-0, but fuck off, seriously.
Because like what happened last week, I think, was Cole Palmer was meant to take a penalty, and then Raheem Sterling said it's mine, and you're like, nah, dude, Cole Palmer scores every penalty. But then they were getting in an argument that it was someone else's penalty. So the Chelsea guys are getting really weird and up in arms, and the only person standing up for the right thing is Conor Gallagher for them. So that was quite interesting watching that happen. So
he's just sat him down and made him look like a fucking spash.
Yeah.
Part of this. I was thinking this before.
Which one?
It's not a penalty. I don't know how that can be a penalty.
What looks more like a penalty, actually, was there was a foul on maybe Mikolenko on Palmer just before it, and then Madueke just runs through the middle.
Keeper sold.
Yeah, and that was one thing I was worried about, knowing that Chelsea get a lot of penalties, and Paul Tierney seems to come up with, I don't know, just some. Didn't he get subbed or demoted to the championship for a bit and come back? So it just seems like a risky character to have. 4 goals for Cole Palmer. Chad's turning it off. He's struggling.
Thing is, you can make excuses for this defeat.
What are the excuses to you?
Well, the penalty's not a penalty. The keeper won. The Pickford won. is on the goalie. It's not on the manager. You can't coach. You can't.
Yeah,
oh, that's more of a penalty because you've gone through the back of him.
How's that not a
Gosh,
penalty?
he's going to get sent off here.
Yeah, he is. And because they didn't call a penalty, he's off.
Oh,
that's
Michael
Keane.
Keane. Please make this fucking stop.
Because that was a penalty, and he shouldn't have been yellowed because it was a penalty.
They're just faster, more skillful.
That's a horrible tackle.
We're just shit.
Like, that Keane tackle is an ankle breaker.
They drew with
Sheffield. Oh, jeez. Anyway,
they drew with Sheffield and Burnley at home. Oh, they're beating us 5-0. They're not even good. If you just give them space to run past you, they run past you.
Yeah, well, Cole Palmer knows how to find space, but shut down the space.
I mean, he's clearly a very special player.
Right, but like a lot of his goals have come from penalties. That's the. Here we go, right in here.
He must be gutted. Hard chance, hard angle, got to go across. It's not. He should go across the goalie and score. Please, dear Jesus, I'm not even Christian, but fucking save me.
Okay. Or is it no, not Toto. What's the Wizard of Oz where you clip your heels together 3 times and the match is over?
The goal difference was like another point.
It's starting to get close again, isn't it? Mudryk on Patterson? No.
They're just playing it so fast and clever.
Which is funny because a lot of times Chelsea don't. Oh, Gaza, oh, sorry, wrong one. I met my friend Adam and I actually talked to Cahill about that overhead kick because that's the first time we went to Goodison. It was like the week after he scored that overhead. Yeah, different times, huh? The pressing is so lethargic, and Madueke has really given both Mikolenko and Branthwaite. Well, both him and Jackson have been really difficult for them, and it's not, to me, that's kind of surprising that. And generally speaking, like Mikolenko's been able to generally handle Salah and some others defensively, but tonight it's just been
because he doesn't go forward. He's always behind the ball.
But today he
was actually a decent attacking fullback. He's not fit to pick Luca Dean's socks out his wardrobe. There's too many apologists who settle for shite.
So
slipping on his backside, slipping everywhere. What are you doing? How can you be that inept? It's like the game. It's like the game management is appalling. Finally get it clear. I don't even know half of these Chelsea players. Conor Gallagher plays it down, very aggressive from Everton's. Don't know who that
Gusto's
is.
on it there. Gusto's been really good for them. He's the fullback from France. That was the fill-in with Reece James is injured. He's been looking excellent for them.
Pissed me off.
Yeah, Paul. How that wasn't a penalty? Yeah. Paul, I forget exactly what Paul Tierney was. Where his controversy came in a different match that wasn't Everton, but he got like demoted for it. So to me, it almost looked like Cole Palmer's was a penalty. Yeah, they're showing the highlight here too. Tarkovsky's just stronger than Madueke,
They're
and he
saying
falls
it's not.
over.
They're saying it's for the one on Palmer. They're
Yeah.
saying that. How's that a pen? They're not a pen. Either of them are not a pen. Only fucking pen in here is the pen in my drawer.
Or the pen that Beto wasn't given.
He's got a cabbage for a brain, this guy. I knew the manager had to go before the Portugal trip. And we've kept him.
This has some.
I said to you, sack him before the Portugal trip. We've got record viewers right now. I can't believe it. 500 people. They're not most. I bet most of the people watching this are other clubs fans.
Yeah, and they should be, because this is an embarrassing. Like, you're not throwing in the towel, but how can you be proud of this product? And it's like they're not, and it feels like we're just dying of cancer watching this match. It's just they're bringing on. Looks like Madueke is about to start fighting. He wants to score so badly, and he's about to start he's getting subbed and about to fight his team because he wants to score.
I want to rip round to sack Dyche.
Can what was it again? Can the Everton fan advisory board get a plane up and just say sack Dyche and just loop it around Goodison or Finch Farm for a week? Is that allowed? Was that Chukwuemeka? I can't. I struggle with
Coronation Street. More enjoyment at watching Coronation Street at the moment than this, or even fucking Emmerdale. I don't even like that. Right.
Yeah, so Chukwuemeka came on.
Thiago Silva. Tukukureya at left back sends the ball long. Tarkovsky sweeping up. Finally doing some defending where he isn't just chasing aimlessly. Pickford booting it long.
Back where it came.
Yeah, and here it is. McNeil. Gomez chips wide. Young on the right.
Okay, so right now, where is Doucouré in this shot, Ryan?
He's there. He's looking to.
But he was way behind the ball. That's pure laziness from a number 10. He should have been with Beto, more advanced, and he was sitting there as a number 6. You're down 5-0, and you could. So that play there is exactly what pisses me off with Doucouré. Beto needed help. If Doucouré was in the spot he's meant to be as a second,
he's playing deep.
Why is he's not a good number? Why is he playing deep though?
He's got no one else.
Gomez, Onana.
They've always got acres of time on the ball, and then look, I'm going to give Chelsea a huge amount of credit. They've completely outclassed us, but look, what is Tarkovsky doing? You might as well not be there. You're like a fucking ghost.
He's afraid of getting that extra yellow, isn't he?
Sub him off. It's absolutely pointless at this point.
So have Godfrey and Keane, or do you bring out Godfrey for Mikalenko? Who do you want off?
Chelsea just need time. They're going to be. I've seen Chelsea where they can't score for Toffee,
and that's where I thought we had a chance today.
Oh, hang on.
Was that Harrison? Yeah.
Andre Gomez takes it in the middle. Doucouré backwards to Michael Keane. Parading forward, down to the right-hand side. Here's Nathan Patterson looking for a ball.
Loads of space.
Blocked. Headed away. Second ball for Doucouré. And Nathan Patterson with a flick and out for a throw.
What I'm actually legit curious is what does Patterson do on throw-ins?
He's Premier League top scorer.
That's amazing for Palmer. That's an amazing stat for him. Leaving Chelsea because he didn't get enough game time. I was like, leaving City. Credit to the guy, but
he's going to get Player of the Year.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it really depends who wins the Premier League title. If it's City, then maybe. Otherwise, I think someone like a Declan Rice might get it if Arsenal win it. So how often now do the
Lovely pass.
does Mashiri go to games? Is it only in
Never.
London?
I think he's just looking to see. I think he only goes when we're close to sacking a manager.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking today. It looks a lot like the West Ham one, where everyone showed up in London to sack Frank Lampard. It feels very similar.
Mikalenko back to Andre Gomez, into Jack Harrison, plays a pass to McNeil, who chips it to no one. Then Chelsea get it, and he's trying to put pressure on him. Chelsea get it out. Everton received the ball. Andre Gomez in the middle of the pitch, plays it back to Michael Keane, making his first appearance since the 16th of December. Now Nathan Patterson back to Keane into the looks for the middle. Arm goes out.
That had to go to Ashley Young. He actually presented for that. Well,
fucking hell. That's a good ball from Tarkovsky. Where's that been the whole game?
Yeah, that's it. That's really good.
Right, it's coming through. Mikalenko deflected, out for a corner.
Here's the chance. So, you know what I'd love to see right now come on? Like Warrington or someone. Because Warrington is a central midfielder. Take Young off for the last 15 and give that guy a go. Like, what do we have to lose? This seems like the perfect time to give. Gomez, back post. Nope, didn't get that far. And Ashley Young is hurting. Was that Beto or Ashley Young tried the bicycle kick there?
Beto.
Oh, that was way too close. So, yeah, like, overlapping runs is one thing that Mikalenko can do a little bit, but the execution of the cross itself is not good enough, and I don't think it ever will be. It's championship, really. That replay looks so awkward.
Appreciate Beto's endeavor.
Yeah,
and I think in time he'll become good.
But I guess because he got into the sport late, maybe he can be 33. Oh, Patterson should have just struck that first time.
He's got loads of endeavour, Patterson, but technical abilities. It's a great ball as well. Why can't we score?
So like, actually, Chelsea have been, like, Chalobah in particular has been quite good for them as a centre half. Like, they were really poor defensively last week, and they figured something out. But it's still, we're getting those balls between the keeper and their centre half, but we're just not getting a boot to them, you know? Oh, that was poor. Cheap giveaway to Jackson on the counter-attack, but at least Doucouré helps out Patterson. We win the ball back here. Tucked into the middle to Gomez. Caicedo with a clever tackle. Doucouré showing some legs again.
Where's this Doucouré been? The monster Doucouré?
He's a broken Doucouré, and McNeil just looks... What happened here? Hitting his knee? Or is he just that tired? So they're bringing on Ben Chilwell, and who else we got? It's Chilwell and Cesare Casady. And they're subbing off Mudryk on the left side. So they're bringing Chilwell into quite an advanced position, it looks like. And maybe hopefully they take Palmer or someone off. Yep, Cole Palmer. Incredible match for him, huh? Jeez. So we're almost there, Ryan. Thank you for trying to help me play through this. We've got probably about 15 minutes of...
It's nauseating, this.
Yeah.
Just want a goal. Maybe just Beto to get a goal.
I would get, him or Patterson for me.
We've shown more fight in the second half, and that wasn't a penalty. So maybe If we can draw the second half, that'd be quite good. Because the standards are so low, we can't dare think about winning a match.
Not today.
I got to go to 3 of these matches in a week. Oh yeah, I'm giving my Derby ticket away.
Speaking of which, the Derby ticket for all those that are interested in subscribing.
Yeah, I'm giving away a adult ticket in the park end, non-obstructed view, of course. Great seat for the Merseyside Derby. I know there's 552 of you watching right now. At the moment, we've only had about 12 or 13 entries, so there's a super high chance of winning a Derby ticket for free. You could sell it for all I care, or you can go, or you can gift it. What you need to do is go on, follow Everton's Twitter account, follow Everton, and the pinned tweet, retweet it, and make sure you subscribe to Follow Everton on YouTube. So you can do that right now, and your chances of winning a Merseyside Derby ticket are quite high at the moment. Go and grab it. I'm giving it away.
There's a much better chance of you winning that Derby ticket than Everton getting a point today. So I think that's pretty good odds.
There's more chance of you having a vagina than Everton winning today.
I mean, anything's possible with money.
Chelsea are just doing the Olays. Full control.
We beat these guys 2-0, wasn't it? Or was it 3-0 we beat them?
We beat them 1-0 at Goodison.
Was it only 1-0?
Yeah, it was a hard fought. Like, if we get that Beto goal and cling and then just defend, we'll be fine. It's because we're chasing it with stupid goals and getting caught high up the pitch.
Yeah, that's when Dobbin scored.
Oh, it's 2-0.
Yeah, Dobbin got the second one. Did you see Emma's post there?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Emma. We love you, but it's a Twitter competition. It's the only way I can do it. Make a Twitter account. Take you 2 minutes. It's a completely random draw.
Well, we're at 82 minutes and 48 seconds. For those joining in late, thank you. For those joining us the entire time, braver souls. It's been a bad day for Everton. Everton had the first chance of the game and blew it, and ever since it's been old Chelsea. It's 5-0. With what do you call 4 goals for one player? It's not a hat trick. It's not a quad trick. What do you call 4 goals? But Cole Palmer's received that today. 3 of which
it's doing a Louis Saha. It's Peter Duggan's fault that this is 5-0.
Well, he also predicts us to lose 19-0, so I'm not sure.
I know, but I was thinking about this. I keep always thinking about that bonfire 5-0 defeat at night a few years ago. I thought about that before kickoff. I thought we're due a hammering, or we're due to hammer someone. We've only won 4 games at home all season, I think.
Burnley,
5 away, all within the space of a week.
Burnley, Chelsea, Newcastle, Bournemouth, and that's it, I think.
Gomez is just maybe because the movement isn't there and he gives it away. Get Young off. Nothing young about him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, put on Warrington, just give him 10 minutes. You know, he deserves every right to just get to wear the shirt professionally. Young is looking terrible. He's out of position.
He's getting a 1-year extension.
Or Harrison's out of position. Has he been given that now?
He's going to get it.
I know you're talking about it.
Branthwaite cried off injured, didn't he? Because he had a stinker. That's
yeah,
what
I mean.
That's what they said about Bukayo Saka the other day. When Arsenal lose, he always gets injured. Make it look like he was injured. That's why he didn't play well.
So
what's Keane doing? What is he doing? You're bringing it out and you're just giving it away when you're caught out of position. Why? What are you doing? Teams know that he does that. He brings the ball out and then gives it
Well,
away.
the other thing is Michael Keane realized that no one was trying to take the ball up. It was a mistake that he didn't release it earlier, but I'm tired of watching Everton players not even try to take the ball on. So it was nice to see, but of course, when Michael Keane does it, you know it's going to backfire.
Everton playing a little game of that thing they do in training in the corner.
Steve Bruce, huh, Jimmy?
Pass before hoofing it long. What is the point of that? You've worked so well to keep the ball, and then you just hoof it down.
Everton looks so tired, too.
I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. Can someone make this stop?
Time will make it stop. We've probably got about 10 minutes to go. Thiago Silva's been such a journeyman for Chelsea. He's been comfortable, which is really Beto should be making, and it's just Beto running on his own. Like it's a very lazy press, and
we only lost
really
1-0. We only lost the half 1-0. We only lost the half 1-0.
And it wasn't a penalty.
600 watching. We've broken a record of follow Everton people. Bless your soul. We got 508 watching on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, can you do us a favor, please? We're putting this content out for free. We're miserable as fuck. Go on YouTube, search for Follow Everton, and subscribe, please. Thank you. I'm asking very nicely. It's not difficult. I'll even put the link up for you.
Wormy, we know. We're trying to find positives. Gusto getting subbed off. He's been excellent for them.
Chelsea
even
have never
Jack's
had it this easy. They'll never have it this easy again.
And that's not meant to be the Dyche way that everyone talks about either. So the Dyche brand, whatever that was, is not... Because we saw when he first came in, there was a different feel to how the team played. The commitment, the running. We were talking about being the fittest team in the Premier League, right? We talked about that at the start of the season. We look gassed. Players are just like, I can't run anymore. And they're just moving zonally. So are they truly fit enough either? It's a weird spot to be in for them.
We're playing with urgency, but
I mean, do you call this urgency? Because we're working backwards.
Sometimes you just have to keep the ball.
So let's talk about this. The second half, we've had a few players coming in. So we've had Patterson, we haven't seen for quite some time. Do you think he's been okay?
Yeah.
You said yes or no?
Yeah, he's been fine.
Yeah, he's been in advanced positions and trying to take stuff on.
He's trying to make things happen.
Yeah. Keane's scary, but you know that he's just trying to take the game on a bit, but that he's we know that he's got a goner. Outside of that, Gomez, he had a little bit of an impact, but it seems like the play around him isn't creative enough for him to find players. And then we have Jack Harrison.
We haven't made clever fouls, have we? To stop Chelsea's momentum.
I mean, unless you want to call Michael Keane's ankle breaker tackle a foul.
No, I mean like the tactical fouls.
You're right. Yeah, there haven't been many. So I think Harrison has again been kind of anonymous, but I think he plays better in the middle, honestly, than he does out wide. But I know 8563 Robbie might have his own view on that. Are they scoring? Well,
The kid scores.
at least it's a kid, not to Jackson or some of those. What's this guy's name? Number 42.
It's just Patterson gets done. He's falling over on his backside. Pickford parries it out.
So the Pickford parry, should we make that a new phrase? Because it's starting to become... he's basically given away 3 goals. So his name is Ardy Stephen J. I'll see if I can get his full name to give him some credit here. So number
Pickford,
42 is called Alfie Gilchrist. So he's the one that scored.
This is our biggest ever defeat in the Premier League.
Is it?
Since the Arsenal.
It might be 6-0 as... Doucouré got in the way of Pickford, or Pickford would have saved that too.
Let's see what they're saying on commentary. 7 minutes. Fuck you.
It's all those penalties and
Got better things to do. I almost want them to get another few goals. Oh, he's crying off injured.
No.
He's crying off injured.
Is Godfrey coming in? He's going straight to the tunnel. Classic. The second we actually started seeing some positivity out of a fullback, then...
Whatever you do, if you're doing post-match, don't go easy on this, 6-0. I don't want to hear it. I don't think anyone wants to hear it. We've not even got a constellation. The only thing we've got is a constellation. That's not even in. Gutted for Bato because I do think his heart's in the right place. I wanted Dyche to do well. I think he did want to do well, but you've just fucked the goal difference, you fucking prick. We had a game in hand. We were plus 10 goal difference. We still have to play Arsenal, Liverpool.
Yeah, there's no guarantee we're getting points from either of those matches. Because, Liverpool have started to, we were enjoying this weekend after all the Liverpool losing at home, and Everton decided to make it worse for ourselves on the day where we want to remember the 97. It's just such an embarrassing performance.
The comments are there's loads of them, Chris.
Yeah, and Steve, I think, is the third person. We had one, Gary from Cambodia, Adam from Australia, all getting up really early to watch the most embarrassing, unspirited Everton result you're ever going to see against a Chelsea squad that hasn't been that good all year. They have the potential, but it's just heartless. And this last 20 minutes, this has been, you're just waiting for it to end.
We should have just stayed as a charity because that's all we're good at.
Yeah, we're gifting points right now.
I just gotta. I'm at the point now where I'm actually laughing.
I've been like that for a little bit. the
a
first
kid
half
comes on and gets his first goal. You couldn't make this up. That's literally the sort of thing that happens only to us.
But even still, why wouldn't you bother putting on Warrington or someone? Because Ashley Young is just him and Doucouré have really struggled physically. Decore is like playing deeper as a 6 now. So if he's playing as that 6, what was Harrison doing this entire second half? Has it just been playing it safe, you know? Because like if we're playing it safe, we haven't.
Might as well get Holgate on and go the full.
And then he can just red card someone in 2 minutes.
I really want to see what the reaction is at the full time.
See if we can get the audio playing on the from the live feed.
Can you hear anything?
Just a little bit. I might be able to play it off my mic as well if you wanted me to, if that's easier.
Go on.
Mikalenko.
Please score.
Into Beto.
Oh.
Get the clean sheet. Beto's going to have a go here. Powered away by Petrovic. Mikalenko in for Everton. And Beto in particular.
Yeah. So we've got about a minute to go. So once the whistle goes, otherwise you start getting audio stuff.
I'm ahead of you. Oh, Beto.
Okay.
Bless him. I think he'd come good under a decent manager.
Do you still think Martinez is the one?
At this point, we can't get much worse. So it's just pointless persisting with this manager.
Because what's really scared me now is that Branthwaite has really lost confidence. Yeah, and honestly, the other point of this is that I felt like here we go.
He wasn't there to take the final ball, but he can come out now and receive the acclaim for his 4 goals. The first half, perfect.
What do you think Sean Dyche just whispered in Pochettino here? We were fucking shit.
Sorry?
You outclassed us.
Oh, yeah, and if he... I feel it's a different feeling because it was too early in the day, but I had a very similar...
Did we boo?
They're just showing, because of the Chelsea fans, it's hard to hear it.
Why are Newcastle fans piping up? That's funny. They're shite. We've had 4 points off them this season.
That streaky for... Yeah, Newcastle
Pickford is
streaky.
shite. Pickford has been shite today. Absolutely tragic. Droppable. Feels like Verbato didn't do anything wrong. Just couldn't score.
Yeah. Looks like they about to cut off the coverage. I'm trying to see if they show the away support. It looks like Idrissa Gana Gueye was like in uniform but just not playing.
They're coming over now to speak to them. Can we need to moderate this chat because it's just annoying. Just gonna ban this guy. I can't really be arsed with them. Banned him. It's okay. Chelsea, I've got 3 games in hand on West Ham. They're not getting Europe. They might get Europa Conference League. No, actually, the 3 points off Newcastle. They could get 6th place. I don't even want to look at the table from us.
I'll look quickly, but I know we're about to jump to the next installment of Everton. We are shit. We need to sack Dyche, and I just feel defeated. And I really hope Chad has energy because that sapped a lot out of me.
Shit, we're only 2 points ahead of Luton, and we still got to play them. There's 700 people watching this.
Well, hopefully, I imagine a few of them aren't even Everton at this point. Yeah, 27 points for Everton, goal difference of -16. So we're now an equal goal difference with Nottingham Forest. We still have 8 goals of difference against Luton. Chelsea have been a lot worse this year, but I think by the way that Chelsea played, if Everton played up to their standard, it should have been maybe 2-0. And heads dropping with it under Dyche to this level is very different. This is what we were expecting when we had Lampard away last year, when we were really embarrassed and didn't want to talk about anything. So knowing we've got 712 people on, and I know we wanted to get to the next stream here in a few minutes.
Well, I do think we will do the match reaction as a separate video. But what I will politely ask you all, if you're watching, thank you so much for joining me and Chris on this watch along, and politely ask you if you've enjoyed what we've put out for you to go to youtube.com/follow Everton. Who is this? What are these weirdos? I'm busy. Go to youtube.com/follow Everton, and please subscribe to the channel. It takes 2 minutes and it's free. We're going to be back in 5 minutes time with the match reaction, Chris and Chad. Chris, where'd you fucking start?
It's like it's depression, not even anger anymore. But Dyche needs to go. Like, that is not an acceptable performance. The club, everyone's in London. I think he goes tonight after that.
Yeah, because this isn't a game in isolation, Chris. This is on the back of 15 poor matches.
Burnley wasn't even a flash in the pan. It was a lucky dink in the net.
It was kicked against us.
Yeah. So I know I've got to get myself set up for the next stream. So if you wanted to close out of this one, you can do so.
Go on. You get that one set up.
All right.
See you in a mo.
See you in a bit.
Right, guys. We're going to be back live very shortly with the match reaction, Chad and Chris. And if you'd like to join us, then stay tuned for a few minutes' time, or go over to youtube.com/follow Everton. If you want to become a VIP and support the channel, go to follow Everton, youtube.com/follow Everton, and click on join. Only works on a desktop or web browser on your phone. Doesn't work within the app. It might sometimes shows for some people the join button on Android and Apple. That money goes to cover the cost of the channel and the tactical software, etc., etc. So you can join, but what we want is more subscribers. Thank you so much. Please do that, and we'll see you very soon. If anyone's got any closing comments, I'll just have a look. Newcastle fan sack Ten Hag. That's a bit random. Premiership embarrassment. You should be sacked. I agree. 6 points against Forest and Luton. Don't do it to yourself. We're in deep trouble. And on that bombshell, I'm going to wrap this up. Take care.